The curtain rises now for the first act of Sorry, Wrong Number, starring Barbara Stanwyck as Leona and Burt Lancaster as Henry. In the tangled network of a great city, the telephone is the unseen link between a million lives, servant of our common needs, confidant of our inmost secrets. Life and happiness wait upon its ring, and horror and loneliness, and sometimes even death.
Operator!
Your call, please.
Operator, I've been ringing Murray Hill 32491 for the last half hour, and the line is always busy. Will you ring it for me, please?
Murray Hill 32491. One moment, please.
It's my husband's office. He should have been home hours ago. I can't think why that ridiculous wire should be busy. They always close that office at 6 o'clock.
I am ringing your number.
Thank you. Oh, it's busy again. Operator, the line is busy. Now, will you please...
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Stevenson, please.
Hello?
I want to speak to Mr. Henry Stevenson.
Hello, George. Speaking.
Hello, what number is this?
Everything okay for tonight, George? Client says the coast is clear.
I beg your pardon, but I'm using this wire.
What about the time? Still 11:15? 11:15. You got it all straight now?
Hello?
Yeah, I think 11 o'clock the private patrolman goes around to the bar on 2nd Avenue for a beer. Then I get in through the kitchen window. I wait until the train goes over the bridge in case her window is open and she should scream.
Who is this? Hello?
The client says he doesn't want her to suffer long. You know me, George. And don't forget the jewelry. He wants it to look like a robbery, see? That's very important. Okay. Now let me check that.
Hello? Oh, that's awful. That's horrible. Operator, you just gave me a wrong number. I was calling Murray Hill 32491, but instead I was cut into some other number that you dialed. The wires must have been crossed or something, and I just heard the most dreadful thing, a murder.
Yes, madam.
I want you to get that wrong number back for me at once.
I'm sorry, madam. I do not understand.
I just told you. You dialed a number for me. And then those horrible men came on, and, well, it's unnerved me dreadfully. I'm an invalid,
I'll
and
connect you with the chief operator, madam.
Well, do something, please.
This is the chief operator. May I help you?
What? Oh, yes, you may. I'm an invalid, and I've just had a dreadful shock just now on this telephone, and I'm very anxious to trace the call. It was about a murder, a terrible, cold-blooded murder of a poor, innocent woman tonight at 11:15.
Yes, madam.
I was trying to reach my husband's office. He should have been home hours ago. It's almost 10 o'clock. I'm all alone tonight. My nurse has the night off because my husband promised he'd be home by 6.
About the call, madam.
I don't know any of the neighbors, as we live permanently in Chicago, and it so happens that the couple I have working for me had some important date or other. I don't know, a movie, I suppose. They said it was promised them 3 weeks ago. You'd think they'd at least have checked with me before leaving. They know I'm not well.
About the phone call, madam.
I told you I kept getting a busy signal. Then I asked the operator to call for me. And then, out of a clear sky, I was cut into this ghastly conversation between two killers.
I suggest you call the police, madam.
Oh, for heaven's sake, all this idiotic red tape. You just sit there and let people die. Oh. Is anyone downstairs? Gertrude, are you down there? Oh.
Operator.
Give me the police.
I just told you, ma'am. First of all, there's a lot of people named George. As for the private patrolman on 2nd Avenue and the bridge, well, 2nd Avenue is a very long street.
I don't care
Do you
about...
happen to know how many bridges there are in Manhattan?
Oh, this is insane. I tell you, a woman is going to be murdered.
But a clue of this sort, why, it's not much more use to us than no clue at all. Unless you think there's something phony about all this.
Phony?
Or that somebody's trying to murder you.
Me? Oh, that would be ridiculous. I mean, why should anybody? What have I...
Yeah, you see, lady, you got nothing to worry about.
Now, just a minute. All right, don't listen to me. Who cares? Oh, Henry, why did you leave me alone? Why did you leave me alone here? Oh, his secretary. Henry's secretary, she'd know. Her number's on the pad. Jennings. Miss Jennings. Elizabeth Jennings.
Why, no, Mrs. Stevenson. I haven't any idea where Mr. Stevenson is.
He was supposed to be home hours ago.
Well, that's odd, isn't it? The last time I saw him was when he left this afternoon to keep an appointment.
What appointment? Where?
Well, know he had a luncheon date with a young lady.
What young lady? Tell me, Miss Jennings.
Mrs. Lord, Mrs. Frederick Lord. She seemed very anxious to see Mr. Stevenson.
Mrs. Lord?
I heard him make a date to meet her for lunch.
Why, Mrs. Lord phoned here this afternoon.
Oh?
Yes, the nurse answered. I have the memorandum right here. Mrs. Lord, 4:50 p.m.
I'm afraid that's all I know, Mrs. Stevenson. But I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Mr. Stevenson's so devoted. He speaks so beautifully of you. Well, if there's anything I can do...
No, thank you, Miss Jennings.
I do hope I haven't let a cat out of the bag.
Good night, Miss Jennings. Mrs. Lord, a young lady, she said. Lunch and gone all afternoon. Hello?
Mr. Stevenson, please.
He's not in. Who's calling?
It's Mr. Evans again. Do you know where I could reach him?
I'm sure I don't know where Mr. Stevenson is. Call back later.
Would 15 minutes be all right? I haven't much time.
Yes, 15 minutes.
And if he should come in, the name is Evans. It's very important.
Yes, I'll tell him. Mrs. Lord telephone, 4:50 p.m. Murray Hill, 3, 9266.
Hello.
Is Mrs. Lord in?
This is Mrs. Lord. Who's calling, please?
Mrs. Henry Stevenson. It so happens my husband hasn't come home this evening. I thought perhaps you might give me some idea as to where...
Yes, but I can't talk now.
I can't hear you.
Could I call you back?
Call me back? Why? Is anything wrong?
Leona, this is Sally. Sally Hunt.
Sally Hunt?
I'm sorry if I sound ridiculous, but I can't talk now.
No, wait. If you're the Sally Hunt I used to know...
I'll call you back as soon as I can, Leona.
Hey, Sally, who was it?
Just one of the girls, dear. She wanted a recipe.
Hey, Joe would like a bottle of beer. You got any on ice?
Oh, no, I'm afraid not. I'll run down to the store.
Thanks, honey. And hurry back. Joe is dying.
Sally Hunt. Oh, yes. Yes, that was long ago. College, spring dance. He was Sally's date. He was with her when I met him. Henry dancing with Sally.
Hello, Leona. This is Mr. Henry Stevens.
Hello, Henry. Well, can I cut in?
If you don't mind, miss, where I come from, it's the man who does the picking.
All right, go ahead.
But why don't you get somebody your own speed? I'm sure there are better dancers around.
Oh, you'll do all right, Henry. Leona knows her way around the floor.
Thank you, darling. Well, Henry, let's dance.
So your name's Cotterill, huh? No relation to, J.B. Cotterill.
Distant. He's my father.
Your father?
Anything wrong with that?
Oh, no, nothing wrong. What do they call you? The aspirin earist?
You from out of town?
Well, that depends on what you call out of town.
Oh, I don't know. Harvard?
I'm trying to be funny.
Okay. What do you call out of town?
Grassville.
Oh. What college is up there?
No college, Miss Cotterill. Just factories. I never even finished high school.
Neither did my father. He always says if a man has talent for making money, why should he waste his time in school?
I guess your old man ought to know.
What do you say we sit the next dance out?
Why?
I've got a car, Mr. Stevenson, a brand new one. A Lagonda. Ever drive one?
I never even heard of one. Besides, I'm with Sally.
Oh, don't worry. She'll never miss you.
But maybe I'll miss her. Why didn't you think of that?
Oh, come on. Don't be silly. For once, I'm not kidding.
Neither am I. So long, Miss Cotterill.
Well, Henry, it took me a few days, but I finally got you in my car. How do you like it?
Fine. Only we don't go together.
It's a lot easier to see you here than, well, with Sally Hunt. I'd never put the two of you together in a million years.
Why not?
Oh, you're both so different. You belong in different worlds.
Yeah. What are you stopping for?
Why not? It's nice here.
Sure, it's nice here. Take a look. This is Grassville. Stick around a few years and then see how much you'll like it.
What do you do, Henry?
I work in a drugstore.
Well, that's a coincidence.
Sure. I work in a drugstore, and your father owns 100 of them.
Would you like to meet him?
Say, who are you kidding?
Nobody. Dad will like you. You're young, healthy, ambitious.
Why don't you stop? What does a girl like you want with a guy like me?
Dad's coming to New York next weekend. I'm cutting my classes on Saturday. Want to come with me?
I don't know. When you look at me like that, Come on, let's get out of here.
No, not yet, Henry. Not yet, darling.
Sure, I'd like him, honey, but he's nobody, Leona. And what has he got? Nothing.
And what did you have, Dad, when you started?
Besides, I thought you said he was sort of engaged to that girlfriend of yours, that Sally something.
Oh, that's all over with. Dad, I love him.
Love him? Oh, come on. If I really thought you did, you know I'd be the first one.
Oh, no. Don't start telling me that.
Leona, what's the matter?
You make me laugh. What does it really matter to you if I love Henry or not? All you want is for me to stay here with you for the rest of your life. You're afraid of losing me.
Haven't I always let you do anything you ever wanted to do? But marriage is something else. I've worked hard. I built up a big business just for you. And you yourself wouldn't want to see some worthless clock of a husband, a guy who
Let
doesn't
me alone.
Leona,
you don't
please.
care about me. You're thinking only of yourself and your business. You're hateful, selfish, and hateful.
Leona, stop it, dear. You'll make yourself sick
And what
again.
good is your wonderful money and your wonderful business if I'm dead? Yes, that's what you want to do, drive me into my grave.